It was the middle of June. With summer well underway, a rainy spell seemed to hang over Trista. With our field study wrapped up, the other members of Class 7 and I returned to normal school life. But just when we thought we'd gotten used to the challenging lessons and the breakneck workload, a moment of dread washed over us, making our blood run cold.
As you all know, tomorrow marks the start of your midterm exams. I'm no good with all these papers and essays and circling answers, so I won't really be able to help you much. But I'm administering some of your tests, so I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines. Make me proud, class!
Sometimes I lie awake at night and wonder how you became our teacher.
As I recall, aren't you in danger of a lecture by the vice principal if our performance isn't up to par?
Oh, I'm not too worried about that. Most of you tend to get pretty high grades anyway. I can hardly wait to see how well you all do. Remember, the results will be announced next Wednesday. Your scores will be posted on the board by rank, so you can see how you compare to the other classes in your year.
Oh, the sooner this week is over, the better.
I can almost taste the tedium.
I'm not gonna let Emma squeak by me again this time.
Oh, one more thing. They're gonna stick the average score for each class up there on the board, too.
Our class averages?
I suppose their intent is to furnish us with motivation in the form of class bragging rights.
Well, I do enjoy a challenge.
Anyway, I know it's only noonish, but I think that's enough homeroom for today. You guys can stay here and study, or just head on back to your dorms. Up to you. Prez, if you'll do the honors.
Yes, instructor. Stand, bow.
Jeez, what should I do? I could stand a bone up on just about everything, honestly, but my biggest worry right now is math. I wouldn't mind doing a few study sessions with you, if you think it would help. I need to review math anyway. I'm not sure how much time I'll be able to spare, though. You mean it? That'd be a huge help. My biggest weak point is Erebonian history, I guess. I doubt that comes as a huge surprise to anyone. I think I understand all the material we've gone over directly in class, but there are some finer points. I can aid you with that, if you'd like. Though in return, I'd appreciate a fresh pair of eyes to help revise my military science essay. It'd be my pleasure. Would you like to study with me, Fee? I guess so. Oh, would you two mind if I jumped in too? I could use a little refresher on my classics. Of course, you're more than welcome. Would you like to join us, Laura? No, I appreciate your invitation, but I'll have to pass this time. There's a subject I need to review in private. I'll see you all later. Huh? What's up with her? Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but I could have sworn I saw her looking over at feet. Hey, Reen? Huh? What is it? You heading back to the dorms? You're totally welcome to come study with us if you want. I wasn't planning on heading straight back. I might come and join you guys a bit later. Alright then. Perhaps we'll see you later. Alright, so pretty much the day before exams is a free day. Talking to certain characters will allow you to study with them. When you run out of bonding points, the time of day will change, and evening to evening and the main story will advance. Alright. Looks like we got what we need to do. And welcome back to more Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. Last time was the end of Chapter 2, where we saved Machias, and pretty much everything went back to normal. This time, it's the dreaded moment of any high school or college midterms. But there are things we can do here while we are out and about. First off, if we go to Clara here and just talk to her, technically we get a character note for her. That gets added to our notebook, and then we need to go to the library. And if we talk to, yes, Teresa. This is so hard, Teresa. Help me. Come now. Don't speak up so quickly. The two of us will get through these together one by one. You really are hopeless when it comes to studying, aren't you? Gee, thanks for the reminder. Yep, and that'll get us another character note. And then if we come over here to the left bookshelf once again, we can go to this reading corner and read Sports Beyond Tradition. All you gotta do is pretty much just read that and it'll be added to our book's notes. And then we need to feed the black cat, which is right here.
Meow.
How'd that cat manage to get in here? I guess it must have been looking for somewhere to get out of the rain. Actually, I have some fresh milk on me. Should I give her some? She seems so happy. Maybe I'll bring her some more another time. Alright, and so we pretty much have to prepare for midterm exams. Pretty much there's events that we can just talk to these people and they will give us information. Oh, hello there. Did you come along to review some of what we've covered in class? Actually, I was just passing by. Oh, come now, there's no need to be shy. Not when it comes to history. Now let's get started, shall we? Why don't we go over every little thing that might possibly come up on your exam? This sounds like it could be helpful if I can actually stay awake. Alright, we increased our knowledge of Erebonian history. Now we need to examine the southwest bookshelf, which I believe is this. Given the subject matter, this book seems really accessible. This should make a good refresher. Alright, so that increases our knowledge there. Doesn't look like there's any others to view. So now we need to go to main building floor 1. And on the east side, which I think would be right here, is Instructor Makarov. You probably know this already, but the faculty lounge is off limits while exams are going on. If you want to see a teacher, you've got to knock on the door and ask. You got something you want to ask me? I've actually got an orbital science question to ask you. Figures. Show me what's got you stumped. I'll get you up to speed. Alright, increased our knowledge on orbital science. And then we need to go to the infirmary and talk to Instructor Mary. These will be your very first midterms, won't they? I have to admit, I'm a little nervous too. This is the first time I've come up with questions for them. You should be fine as long as you study up on everything we've covered in class. Don't be afraid to ask questions either. There were a couple of art history things I needed cleared up actually. Oh my, a student is really relying on me for help. What a pleasant surprise. Art evolved in very complex ways during the Middle Ages, you see. Alright, knowledge on our art increased. Now we need to talk to, we need to go up to floor 2, go to the music room, and we need to examine the bookshelf. Why would one book cover such different topics? Still, it'll probably cover some of the stuff in our exams. Wouldn't hurt to give it a read. Alright, that's knowledge of our arts increased. And here it looks like there's Bridget and Mint. Don't think we can actually talk to them right now. Yeah. Okay, so now we need to go up to the rooftop. For if we do... is this who I need to talk to? Yep, Burrow. I love the rain. Let me let you in on a little secret. I don't even need to study thanks to a special little trick of mine. Page 44 will be on our orbital exam. This is certain. This is fate. You're just making things up now. But what if she does have some sort of special powers? I mean, it couldn't hurt to study that page just in case. Alright, increased our knowledge. Very, very good. Now we need to talk to Becky and Hugo, actually. Becky and Hugo. Where are they at? Ah, right here. If you remember Becky, actually, her father was the one we met in Celtic, the guy we did a side quest for all the way back, you know, when we did our first field study. Shut it, Hugo. I'm not taking any advice. I'm not taking any advice from you. I can memorize everything in one go the night before. Becky. You won't be able to remember anything that way. The trick to memorization is to study up just before you go to bed. When you wake up, you review everything once more to seal the deal. It's easy, it's efficient, and best of all, it works. I guarantee it. You should try it too, Reen. Might as well give it a shot. Thanks. Alright, we learned a new method, and then we need to examine the book in the gymnasium. There's a book here. There's a bookshelf, actually. Or no, it is a book. Never mind. Right here. A book titled Military Science, a primer, sits upon the bench like a courageous commander. This is one well-written book. The illustrations really bring things to life, too. Wait a second, this probably belongs to someone. Nobody would leave a book like this behind, so I'm sure they'll be back soon. I'll just leave it here. Alright, increased our knowledge, and then we need to go to the Student Union building to talk to some familiar faces, because Vivi and Lindy is right here. Studying is so boring, but Reen here might make things interesting. In fact, I got a great idea. Why don't we do a little Q&A competition? Every time someone gets a question wrong, they have to take off an article of clothing. Seriously? I'm not doing that. Never in a million years. Oh, okay. Guess we won't be studying at all then. That's not what I meant. As long as everyone keeps their clothes on, I'm fine with helping you two study. It'd probably help me too. Alright, take care of that. And then we need to go to the literature club. For if we do, and we examine the bookshelf here, we'll find a book titled Erebony, a History in Pictures. But what is this? It's more like a comic book than a traditional textbook. It does seem historically accurate though. Can't hurt to give it a read. Alright, and that'll pretty much help us. And now we have bonding events, which are basically study points. So there are certain things we can do in order to, you know, study. And there's different people we can study with. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I will use 3 of these study points in 3 specific areas. We will go ahead and come over to the gymnasium and go to the 2nd floor, where we'll find Elisa and Laura. Oh, are you two studying? Elisa probably met up with Laura because she was worried about her. Yeah, we both figured we had a lot of art to brush up on. It's probably not our most important subject in the grand scheme of things, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I've never had to deal with a series of exams right in a row like this. Laziness could very well be tantamount to failure. Would you like to join us, Reen? I'd love to. The exam's supposed to be focused on the basics of illustration, right? You got it. Let's get started. How about you ask the first question, Reen? Sure. First question. Elisa, what is decent? I think it's a drawing that makes use of a monochrome lines of varying heaviness to highlight the way light hits its subject. You think correctly. So Laura, what exactly is a sketch? A sketch portrays its subject roughly, with very little in the way of detail. I suppose it could be likened to an early first draft of a drawing. That's right, sketches and dessins are basically 2 sides of the same coin, since both are used to start a painting. The big difference is that dessins usually take some time to finish, whereas sketches are pretty quick. Then there's a method that's even quicker and more basic than sketching. Any ideas, Laura? That would be Crocus, I believe. You two know your stuff, but maybe that just means we should be using harder questions to study with. Let me see if I can find some. Hey, Reen, if you want, I can ask the next set of questions. It's hardly effective studying if you don't get to answer any of the questions yourself. It's okay, don't worry about it. Just give me a minute here and I'll find you a really good one. Well, if you insist. Maybe we should have expected this. He really is a kind-hearted person. And so the three continue their art study session. And our bonds strengthened. Alright. Well, now I want to go do a study session with Emma and Fee. Are the two of you going over Erebonian history? I can't memorize things like this. Because it's all pointless. Fee, that seems a little harsh. Oh, I know. Why don't you join us, Reen? I'm sure it would make studying more enjoyable for Fee, too. That sounds like a good idea to me. The exam's going to be focused on the War of the Lions, right? That's right. Should we start from the beginning then? After that, Dreigels gathered soldiers in the Nord Highlands. In the year 952 of the Septian calendar, he liberated the capital, bringing the war to an end. Excellent. Well done, Fee. I guess it stuck. Incidentally, the war came to an end in July of that year, which is next month, so that's easy to remember. Then, they say it was raining in Heimdall that day. But legend has it that the moment Emperor Dreigels stepped into the city, the rain stopped. Huh, that's neat. Really, that seems like a story that'll stick in my memory. Huh, you're a pretty good teacher, aren't you? Well, I'm always using tricks like these to help me remember things. If you're having fun while you're studying, it makes it that much easier for material to stick in your memory. Interesting, so that's your method. Well, if you can do it, we can do it too. Shall we finish this stuff off then? Please. Alright, our bond with Emma and Fee strengthened. And we have one more study point, which we can use on any of our other classmates. But I think I'm gonna use it with Toa. Because we haven't seen her in a while. Oh, hi Reen. How goes the studying? I suppose it's probably fine, but these are going to be my first midterms ever, so I'm more than a little nervous. Ah, first years, how innocent. It doesn't help that military academies have a lot of subjects other schools don't, so you'll get used to it. That's true. Combat studies and military science is to name too. Oh, and you're going to want to make sure that you're ready for the political economics exam too. Why's that? Well, it's Mustache Man's subject. That's not a very nice thing to call Vice Principal Heinrich, Angie. He does seem like the type to write a ridiculously hard exam. Oh, I know. How about I give you a hand studying for it? If you're free, at least. Are you sure? Of course. You're always helping me out, right? Political economics is Toa's strongest subject. You wouldn't want to pass this up. Well, if you're offering, then I'd appreciate it. I sure am. Let's get started then. Most of the stuff I was unsure about makes a lot more sense now. That's good to hear. We should probably go over some current affairs too. For an exam? Yeah, the vice principal has a habit of putting questions based on recent news into his exams. This year, maybe we should go over most recent enacted laws. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing he'd put in there. Just so most people could be caught off guard, get it wrong, and get lectured about being indifferent about society. I'd rather avoid that. Recent laws. The Financial Transactions Act from last year is one of the best known, I suppose. It requires you to inform prospective buyers of the risks when selling them stocks of securities. A number of people have suffered massive losses buying shares lately, so it was passed to keep people informed. So that's the history behind the Financial Transactions Act. Then there's the Imperial Transportation Act, which determines the rule of the road for drivers. Like, that was last year too. There are more and more people buying cars lately, nobles and commoners, but car accidents were getting out of hand. And that was especially true in Heimdall, which is why the law was enacted there first. I'll have to try and remember that. And then there's the Provisional Taxation Act, which impacted just about every province you could think of. In other words, a fancy name for much reviled tax increases. They're being enacted in the provinces, almost doubling land and business taxes. You've probably at least heard about them. I have, yeah. It seemed like a pretty major topic back in Celtic. If he's going to set a question about a recent law, it'll probably be about one of these three. Hopefully that'll be some help at least. Even if none of them come up, you've really helped me out. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Thank you both for all your help. I didn't do anything at all. I'm just hanging out. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Thanks, I will. Alright, our bond with Toa strengthened. Oh, it's already time to head home. I didn't even realize because of the rain. I guess I should should get ready to head back to the dorms.
Excuse me? I do apologize for stopping you on a rainy day like this. Do you know if this is the building in which I might find the principal's office?
Oh, yeah, you're in the right place. His office is in the East Wing, first floor. The receptionist might have gone home already, but I can show you the way if you'd like.
Thank you for your kindness. But I couldn't possibly trouble you more than I have already. I'll be able to find the way, I'm sure. Well then, if you'll excuse me, Master Reen.
Wait a minute. How does she know who I am?
Reen?
Hey there, Elisa. Heading back to the dorm?
Yep. Emma and the others are staying a little longer to cram a little more. But I figured I'm not gonna learn much more today, so I might as well call it a night and start prepping for tomorrow.
Right. Well, you're going my way, so what do you say we head back together?
Sure, okay. Hey, it's not often the two of us get to walk back to the dorms together, is it?
Well, at least I got something good out of this downpour.
Is there even a filter between your brain and your mouth?
No need for that between friends. But you're in good company. My sister's asked me that before too.
She must be a saint to have put up with you all these years. Anyway, how do you feel? All prepped and ready for our exams?
Not sure. I gave it the best I've got. Still, I've got that nagging feeling I could have hit the books a little harder. I wish I was as smart as you. Back when we took the entrance exam, only Emma and Makia scored higher than you, right?
Eustace came in a little higher than me too. Back home, I usually came in near the top in exams. I guess that goes to show that Erebonia has no shortage of smart people.
No doubt about that. Bookworms pour in here from all corners of the Empire. You said you're from Ruhr, right? Coming out on top in a city that size is still pretty impressive.
I suppose, though that was just at the Sunday school level. Aren't you curious about, my family and stuff?
You mean the mysterious Elisa R., agent of national intrigue? Well, yeah, of course I am. But you probably have good reasons for keeping it under wraps, so I don't want to pry.
It's not that major or anything. Especially compared to what you and Fee have told us about yourselves.
I've never really thought my family circumstances were a big deal, though Fee's past sure came as a surprise. I wonder now, when I look at her, what her life in the Jaeger Corps must have been like.
It seems like Instructor Sarah knows more about her past than we do. Back at the entrance ceremony, I got the impression they'd met before.
Same. Oh, speaking of weird meetings, I ran into someone kinda strange earlier.
Oh?
Yeah, I was talking to her just before you called to me.
A maid who knew your name? This isn't the part where it turns out she knows you because you've tried to hit on her in town before, is it?
As if an upstanding guy like me could pull off the Casanova act. She seemed a couple years older than us, maybe 20 or so.
A maid in her early 20s.
Something wrong?
No, just thinking. There's no way it could really have been her. Mother keeps her far too busy to find the time to come here. Anyway, maybe the upper class dorm has a new hire starting out or something? Though that wouldn't explain how she knew your name. Maybe you're just more popular than you let on.
If only.
The first of 4 grueling days of midterm exams begin. Middle Ages War of the Lions was brought to an end by Emperor Driscoll. When did this war end? This should be the right answer. Mr. A wants to draw a rough colored watercolor image. Which of the following styles would be the most appropriate? This should be the right answer. Figure 1 depicts a military formation. What type of unit is currently advancing? This should be the right answer. The following statements about orbits all purport to be true. Which one is not? This should be the right answer. Of the following laws enacted last year, which came into force first in Heimdall? This should be the right answer. Emergency CPR is divided into roughly 4 stages. A. Check if the person is breathing. B. See if the person is conscious. C. Perform chest compressions and rescue breaths. D. Call for help in a loud voice. Put these stages in the correct order. This should be the right answer. Congratulations on making it through 4 days of exams. And what do you know? It looks like the rain ended right around with them. Clearly, this is the goddess's way of rewarding you for all your hard work. I don't think that reasoning would stand up in scrutiny. I'm totally spent. It's over. You've worked really hard, Fee. Anyway, today's a free day, so take the chance to unwind and blow off all the pent-up exam stress. They'll post the results next Wednesday, so take it easy until then. But don't relax too much, because you've got your next practical exam next Wednesday afternoon, too. With all the intensive studying, I'd completely forgotten about that. You could stand to be a little more considerate with the timing of your announcement. So next Wednesday is when you'll know where we're going for our next field study? Yep, you'll be shipping out that weekend for another exotic trip. Anyway, make the most of tomorrow, everyone. You've earned at least one day off. I guess I should probably attend club practice once in a while. Oh, and one more thing. I've got some business to take care of out of town after we're all done here. I won't be back until tomorrow night, so don't, burn the dorm down while I'm gone or anything.
Oh, now that the exams are over, I feel free as a bird. And I'll keep on soaring, at least until the results come back.
I sympathize, but personally, I've got a good feeling about these. How about you, Emma? How do you think you did?
Well, I don't think I did too badly, all things considered.
Just stop before you embarrass yourself.
We'll just have to wait and see what next week's results look like. Anyway, what do you think that was all about with Instructor Sarah?
Oh, you mean that whole thing about going out of town to meet someone? Going out of town? Won't be back until tomorrow night? It's almost as if...
She's going to meet her secret lover?
Impossible. The Empire hasn't yet turned out a man desperate enough to woo that alcoholic typhoon.
You have a point. I can't deny she's got the looks to snare a man, but with that personality and the lifestyle...
You guys are terrible. Totally agreed, though.
Ouch. Not surprised to hear that from you, though, Breen. She always seems to dump the most work on you.
Will you be helping the student council again tomorrow?
That's the plan. Heck, I'm almost looking forward to being the student council's errand boy after holding up studying for so long.
Perhaps so.
Oh, please let us know if you plan on exploring the old schoolhouse.
Yeah, I'd be glad to lend a hand this time.
Thanks. Better watch out, though. I might take you up on that offer.
Ooh, it looks like we're all up for a little exploration this time. Come to think of it, where did Gaius run off to? He mentioned the principal wanted to have a word with him. You think he went there?
Oh, yeah. Wonder what that was about.
I hope he hasn't gotten into trouble. I mean, I doubt he would.
I have no idea. He and Laura left early, too. I was kind of hoping we could all walk back to the dorm together for once. That sounds nice.
Hey, so this might just be my imagination, but do those two seem kind of awkward around each other to anyone else?
Really?
So you think so, too? It seems like it started around the beginning of the month. I wonder if something happened then. It's like they've been avoiding each other ever since.
You say that, but I did not take either as the type to dwell on petty issues or misunderstandings.
Neither did I. We've been trying to suss out what the problem between them is, but so far, no luck.
I wonder if that's what that was all about.
Did you see something, Machias?
What happened?
Well, do you remember the day we gave our group reports on what happened during last month's field study? We gave a truthful account, including the part where Fee used an explosive to blast open the door to my cell.
Yeah?
That's when we found out that Fee used to be in a Jaeger Corps. That really threw me for a loop, but what does that have to do with Laura?
Well, when that came up, I couldn't help but notice Laura had a rather unpleasant expression. It flashed across her face for only a moment, though, so I wondered if I had just imagined it.
Interesting.
But even if we assume that's true, what reason would she have to be upset?
I can hardly hazard a guess.
We all have certain things we'd rather keep to ourselves. We even have a member of this very class who remains tight-lipped about her own family, after all.
Do you really have to drag me into this?
My apologies. I meant no offense. I do have my suspicions as to your lineage, however.
Really?
Ugh, you. Oh no, getting angry won't accomplish anything.
Don't worry, we're not going to twist your arm into telling us. When you're ready to talk about it, we'll be ready to listen.
It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. It's just, if everyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that. Welcome back, my lady. Huh? What? Sharon? It's so delightful to see you again.
Oh, hey, it's that maid I ran into the other day.
You know her?
What are you doing here? She didn't. Mother didn't. But of course, I was sent here at the behest of the chairman herself. Starting today, I will be assuming the position of caretaker for Class 7's dormitory. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, everyone. My name is Sharon Kruger. I am a servant in the employ of the Rhineford household, Lady Elisa's family. I will do all I can to be of service to you, so please keep me informed of anything you might need.
Whoa! Simply spectacular. Just how many different types of food are there here?
This looks more than edible. I believe this is what they call an imperial breakfast? That's right, Emma. It's a traditional Erebonian style of breakfast. I must apologize. It's taken me some time to familiarize myself with this kitchen, so my cooking has been a bit lackluster.
Come now, Sharon. Your skill is something to be praised. This is far more colorful and varied than the breakfast served in my own home.
I would compare this spread favorably with the breakfast served in the Duke's household.
I'm honored that you think so. I've also brewed both tea and coffee if anyone would like some.
I get the feeling Elisa is less than impressed with the meal.
It sounds like they had a big argument yesterday.
Not a chance! I thought I'd finally gotten away from her. I'm not going to let her have her way this time. My lady, please. I truly don't believe the chairman sent me to keep an eye on you like that. She simply sent me so that her beloved daughter might have fewer inconveniences in her daily life. I can take perfectly good care of myself, thank you very much. Oh, fine! I'll take this up with her myself then. Is she in the office at corporate today, or is she out on inspection or something? I believe she'll be dining with the Ministry of Railways president in the capital today. After that, she'll be continuing her inspection tour, so she won't be back in Ruhr for another 5 days. Does she ever slow down? I'm surprised she doesn't burn through a pair of shoes a week. Anyway, I'm not going to take this lying down. She's stuck her nose into things one too many times.
I can't believe that R actually stood for Elisa Rhineford. And from the sound of it, her mother's the company chairman too.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that Elisa's mom is basically in charge of the continent's biggest industrial company. Her family's probably got more money than most of the aristocracy. I can see why she'd want to keep her family under wraps, what with all the nobles here.
Anyway, I object to everything about this. Considering how busy Mother is, I'm sure she needs your assistance far more than I do. I knew it. You're really concerned about her, aren't you? The way you two care so much for each other deep down is one of the reasons I'm so proud to serve you. That's preposterous. Oh, my lady, I almost forgot to mention that I made plenty of your favorite apricot jam. Would you like me to spread some on your toast?
Ooh, really? I mean, stop treating me like a child. Though yes, I would like some jam.
It's almost heartwarming to watch.
Looks like Sharon's got her number.
After beginning the day with peerless breakfast, the members of Class 7 left to go about their daily routine. Meanwhile, Reen went to check the tasks the student council had given him for the day. Alright, we got Old Schoolhouse Mystery 3, Born to be an Orbital, and The Secret Admirer. Hey, a request from George and Angelica. It's about the orbital bike, too. Wonder if they need my help with. Looks like I'll have to swing by the engineering club before I head to the old schoolhouse. Well, it's the first sun I've seen in days, so might as well make the most of it. Alright, let's do this. And let's do this next time. Because we got through all of our exams, and I think it's just the perfect time to wait a day. Anyway, next time on The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel, we're going to start our free day by going around and getting a few goodies and checking out some of the bonding events. Why was that so southern? Bonding events. Anyway,
Right.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. Troops out a ton. Make sure to subscribe dibbly if you have not already. And I will see you guys all later.